Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of my rock review. Yeah, I'm about to review today. It's the Jimi Hendrix Experience, the third and final studio album they did together. Electric Ladyland, released in 1968 on Reprise and Track. I'll review their first album, Are You Experiencing Access Bold as Love. Um, Jimi Hendrix produced this whole album, the first without Chas Chandler. Singles I'm most known for are Burning Up the Midnight Lamp, All Along the Watchtower, Crosstown Traffic, and Voodoo Child Slight Return. Alright, so basically, um, by the time this album, they were working on this album, they were having like a lot of problems. For one, Chas Chandler, I believe he was supposed to produce his whole album, but Jimi Hendrix was like a perfectionist, so he would do like take after take after take with certain songs. And this caused friction. So Chad he left in the recording sessions. And if you will believe, this is actually the first Hendrix album that a lot of outside producers and songwriters possibly j- got on the album and stuff like that. So yeah, and also around this time, him and Noah Redding were going at it because Noah Redding he formed this group called Fat Mattress, and he was spending a lot of time with that group at a time than on the Experience. And so this caused Hendrix to be like he thought that Noah was not putting like 100% effort with some of the songs here. So if you would have noticed that Jimi Hendrix plays bass on certain songs off this album, he would play bass on certain songs of overdub Noah's part. And I've also heard stories that they would never really liked each other, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to start no shit right now. Okay, sorry about that. Now, this cover right here, very dope cover, but believe it or not, this actually is not original. This is not the original cover for the album. And if you guys know, this is the original cover where it has all those naked females in there. Um, and that was, of course, that was deemed too pornographic and all the things of that nature, so they have to set it with this cover. Alright, now let me take you inside the inside booklet. Okay, so pictures of Hendrix, and then inside booklet tells like a story about his legacy impact. More pictures of him. Pictures of Hendrix. You got a picture of Noel and Mitch just chilling and shit. Alright. Now, um, personnel of this album. People who contributed to this album, like Jack Cassidy on bass on Voodoo Child, Brian Jones on percussion on All Along the Watchtower, Al Cooper on piano, Dave Mason on 12-string guitar. Um, Dave Mason, yeah, he did like a lot of shit for many people, and of course he was a member. Him, Steve Winwood, and Chris Wood, all Traffic members. And Steve Winwood, he did the organ for Voodoo Child. Chris Wood on flute. Sweet Inspirations, which was Whitney Houston's mom, Cissy Houston's group. What else? What else? What else? Same backup for Aretha Franklin. Buddy Miles on drums. Mike Flanagan on congas. Buddy Miles on drums. I said that. Freddie Smith on tenor saxophone. All right, 16 tracks off this album. So let's get started. Track number one, And the Gods Made Love. Pretty dope song. Nice way to start off the album, if you ask me. Um, what else about the song? Hendrix wanted to grab the listener's eyes with this song, so that's why he made this song like the first song off the album. Track number two, have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? Classic song in my opinion. This is, in my opinion, I feel like this song should have been the first song off this album. It really sets its whole psychedelic tone off this album. Very good song. I love the soulful energy on this song. Then you have Crosstown Traffic, which is a very amazing song. It talks about this girl who's hard to get rid of, and like you have to just go through Crosstown Traffic to get away from her, basically. Featuring Dave Mason on backing vocals. Pretty interesting song. Track number four, Voodoo Child. Um, okay, so the Voodoo Child, the most popular version, that is not the Voodoo Child here. This is like a 15 minutes blues jam right here. And to think that this album came from this thing called Catfish Blues, a song which Hendrix played between 67 and 68, and was a homage to Buddy Waters. And so basically, this song was just a medley of Muddy Waters' vocal songs like Rolling Stone, this goes on and on and on. And excuse me, Steve Winwood played the organ on Voodoo Child. Pretty dope song, nice blues rock, has that vintage Hendrix sound if you ask me. Little Miss Strange, that's on Noel and Mitch on lead. Another like interesting song because it's rarely you hear Noel and Mitch sing lead on the song, and this song has like a traffic feel to it. Very interesting song, nice song, kind of like an energetic feel to it. Long Hot Summer Night. I love the harmonization of that song. Come on, let the good times roll. That's like an Earl King cover. That song was alright, pretty alright song. Gypsy Eyes. Now, this was the song. When I said earlier in this video how this album was huge trying to perfect this whole song, and so this song was a perfect example of the fact that he did actually over 50 takes of this song, 50 takes, and no Redding, he got mad, he got fed up, so Hendrix played bass on this song. Like, yeah, he played bass on the song, and a lot of people kind of view that as the beginning of the end for the experience. Overall, the song is actually a pretty dope song. I love this song. Another vintage Hendrix song. Then we have Burning of the Midnight Lamp featuring the Sweet Inspirations. Love this song. This is a straight up psychedelic, soulful, atmospheric song. The song is basically talking about his confusion of the sign of the times at the time. And this was actually his first recorded song to use the wah wah pedal. Nice song right there. The Sweet Inspiration, they did that thing on that song. And then we have Rainy Day, Dream Away, a very bluesy, jazzy song. Um, Production was very dope on that song. The reason why he calls this Rainy Day, Dream Away is because like when he was performing at the Miami Pop Festival around 1968, the second day of the concert, it started raining, and so that's why he just got the inspiration to write that song, and he wanted to include it on the album. And this is another perfect example of Jimi Hendrix taking the littlest things and making a very epic song with it. The sax by Freddie is amazing. I love the sax on this song. And then we have 1983, A Mermaid I Should Turn to Be. Um, that's a very great song itself too because it's what the reason why he calls a mermaid because like a merman. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, he talks about escaping from the world and escaping from the confusion that's going on around at that time. So he talks about that, and so because of course the Vietnam War was on the rise, and so he wants a simpler lifestyle. So that's why he wanted to go underwater. And so if you would have noticed, like in the second half of this album features like a concept where he wants to find a better himself. He wants to improve himself, find a better outtake of the world. And I feel like 1983 was the best example of that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this song like that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I feel like it's one of the Hendrix top 10 songs, in my opinion. Hell, even top 15. Moon, Turn the Tide Gently, Gently Away. Just a song built on sound effects. Then we have Still Raining, Still Dreaming. Very dope song. I like that song. The intro, I love the intro because it sounds like, how can I put this? If you guys used to watch the Peanuts cartoons, like with the Charlie Brown, Snoopy, there's how the adults talk. You don't get to see the adults, but you would hear them talking like wah 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 wah. If you guys know what I'm talking about. And so that's the intro. It kind of has that wah wah sound. Very dope. So I love that song. Then we have House Burning Down. The instrumentation off that song was unbelievable. Just like a very funky, psychedelic song. The reason why he calls this song House Burning Down is because from what I read up about this album, he wanted the guitar to sound like it was on fire, like he wanted to just kill it on the guitar. And so that's why he called it House Burning Down. Then you have, which a lot of people have called as Jimi Hendrix's best song, All Along the Watchtower, which was actually the Bob Dylan cover. Now, okay, I have like a love hate relationship with Bob Dylan's music. I admit he is a very good songwriter, but low key, it does his music doesn't really grasp me like that in my opinion. It doesn't really grasp me. I mean, there are certain songs I like, certain songs I love from Bob Dylan, but music wise, he does not grasp me. It's not. And I mentioned this like in my Led Zeppelin 3 review. I said folk rock is an acquired taste. And so, yeah. But back to this song. Okay. So, Jimi Hendrix, he recorded a cover of the song, and it was very big. I believe this actually is the most successful single. I forgot to mention this is actually the most successful album, by the way. And it was actually his only top 40 hit in the US. And this was another song that's notable for two things. One, the amazing guitar solo before the final verse, which I feel like a lot of people have called this among the great guitar solos next to Jimi Hendrix's guitar solo on Stairway to Heaven. And two, because this was another song where Hendrix did not feel like Noah Redden did his thing with the song with the bass. So All Along the Watchtower, very dope cover. Yeah. Then the last song of this album is Voodoo Child Slight Return. I mean, come on, everyone knows this song. Possibly like one of Jimi Hendrix's best guitar tracks ever. And that's all the time I have for this album. Overall, my favorite album from Jimi Hendrix Experience. And it's a shame that this was their final studio album. I mean, Audio Experience showcased Jimi Hendrix's guitar sound, while Axis Voters Love showcased the songwriting ability of that. While Electric Ladyland just has a whole different sound. And it was just amazing how Jimi Hendrix was producing and he did his thing with the production like. And this was released in 1968. And I've read stories how Miles Davis was influenced by this album to make Bitches Brew, an album I need in my collection. I mean, I need to get some Miles Davis albums in general in my collection. But yeah, and so as you may know, this is the last album with the Experience, and Jimi Hendrix put out like the Band of Gypsies, I believe 1969, 1970. I need to hear that. I have not heard that album, to be honest. I need to hear that. What else about this album? This album is I love the sound of this album. Very great album. It's a classic album. I mean, if you guys have not checked the classic album documentary of this album, go and check it out because it's a very dope documentary. And yeah, and that's all the time I have for the album. Stay tuned for more stuff. Peace.